TYT Sports, happy Monday to all of you. Rick and Ben here at the TYT studios. Ben, how was your weekend?
Happy Monday, I find it irritating.
You do?
Wish you wouldn't say that.
Okay. Yeah. Happy fucking awful Monday to you, Ben. How you doing?
It's not a thing that people say. It's a thing that broadcasters say, and it doesn't mean anything.
It looks like somebody has a case of the Mondays with Ben Mankiewicz.
But it's like that same thing. Like if a guy at work you approach and he says to you, Happy Monday, fuck that guy.
I want to punch him in the face.
Right,
that's totally true.
Welcome to TYT Sports.
Okay.
We'll go from there.
So we'll start actually right here. Roy Hibbert, as you know, got fined $75,000. A lot of people are on the fence about this. Dave Rubin, by the way, who I talked to before going on.
Dave Rubin's a gay.
He is. Great way to put it. Said he was not offended. Let me read it to you and then we'll get your take on it. Again, fined $75,000 for this. I let Paul down, as in Paul George, in terms of having his back when LeBron was scoring in the post or getting into the paint because they stretched me out so much. No homo. And then he put out a personal statement that was very lawyer-written, I guess is a good way to put it.
Let's stop worrying about whether somebody was offended by that or not and deciding that we have to monetarily penalize people who offend other people.
So you don't think he should have been, you don't think David Stern, running a business, should have...
It's a different thing about whether the NBA, in their continuing aggressive and properly aggressive efforts to combat intolerance toward gays, takes a tough stand and fines him for saying that. But it's not about offending people, and that's a dangerous precedent that we go down. You get the right to get offended. I get to say to you, hey, you look like a fucking idiot today. Right? And you go, well, why?
Not offended.
Right, well, okay. But I mean, like, I don't have a right in this country not to be offended. But the league has a right to make sure that its message is proper. And I don't think that met that was a pretty low bar comment.
Not only that, but I actually saw a video. Granted, times have changed in the last 5 years, 6 years. LeBron has said it. Allen Iverson has said it. Many people have said it.
No homo?
Have said no homo or pause. And then they're like, pause. No homo. And then they continue on with what they were saying.
So I think the NBA was right to act, but I feel...
As a business, you are in favor of David Stern
I would fine Roy Hibbert, but I would urge the world to cut Roy Hibbert a break. Like, it wasn't that bad, and his apology was good, and he reached out to Jason Collins. Roy Hibbert pays the fine. He's off the hook. He's not a bad guy.
We can show the tweet really quickly. He tweeted at Collins, hey, can I get a follow? Would like to discuss some things with you. By the way, he's asking for a follow. He's trying to get a follow out of anything. He's trying to boost his Twitter follower numbers, is what it's. I'm kidding.
But I think they wanted a DM.
Second part, that is true. Second part of this press conference, here is what he said. Tell me what you think about this. He finished 10th in Defensive Player of the Year voting, I believe, who the media votes. It's all reporters, it's all media. He says, I mean, you know what, cause y'all, and then he stops, he thinks about it, and then he goes, y'all motherfuckers don't watch us play throughout the year to tell you the truth, all right? So that's fine, you know. I'm going to be real with you, okay? And I don't care if I get fined. The second part, the latter, is...
You're not going to get fined for calling reporters y'all motherfuckers.
He could. He could get fined 10 G's easily. David Stern will find any way to find anybody.
Yeah, but the reporters don't work for the NBA. Yeah.
A lot of people are criticizing him for not only the no homo remark, but also the y'all motherfuckers remark.
No. Kids are watching the press conference.
I don't know what the argument really is. We appreciate honesty, at least we do here at the Young Turks, where we appreciate honesty in press conferences, where guys and coaches will give one-word answers here and there. John Tortorella, who gives his press conferences, not Rangers coach anymore, by the way. Not sure if you knew that.
Too bad, yeah.
But he's gone. He never was really honest about it. He just didn't give any answers. So why should we criticize him for saying one swear word, but also being totally, completely honest, which is what we totally want from these guys?
I don't want to put you on the spot, but I mean, who would bother criticizing this? Like, what's the problem? Are we bothered that he said motherfuckers?
Basically, yeah.
Who gives a shit? I mean, fuck those motherfuckers. Like, I mean, it doesn't, this is how people talk. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I mean, that's fine. I mean, I think he's wrong. The people who vote for it, it's in baseball, it's 2 writers from every city vote for MVP. I mean, these guys see Roy Hibbert. They know he had a down year. He's clearly capable of being the NBA Defensive Player of the Year.
So where would you put him on, like, defensive? I'm putting you on the spot
right now. He's clearly a first-team All-Defensive Player, the way he's playing in the playoffs.
As in, like, 1 through 10. He finished 9th, I believe. No, I'm sorry. He finished 10th.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, first of all, no Wizards go on the all-defensive team.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
no Bradley Beals.
no Wizards.
No Nene Hilario.
And I was about to say no Knicks, but I'm sure Tyson Chandler is on that team.
Oh, yeah, Tyson Chandler's definitely
But you
on there.
see in the playoffs.
You know who isn't on there? Carmelo Anthony. J.R. Smith on the all-defensive team? No.
I don't think so. But you see Jason Kidd, he make the all-defensive team?
No, he retired, actually. 19 years.
Man, those guys just at points could not play D. But you see that, whatever, I'm sure Tyson Chandler finished ahead of Roy Hibbert, but in the playoffs, the defensive impact of Roy Hibbert has been monumentally greater than the
you could
impact
also
of Tyson
attest
Chandler.
that you could also attest that to the Pacers going further than the Knicks. So obviously, the more, as in like basketball, the more touches you get, the better you're probably going to be.
No, but we saw a chance for Tyson Chandler to influence a series defensively against the Pacers.
Is that what you're saying?
No, this year with the Pacers, and he didn't. And Roy Hibbert did. Roy Hibbert, I mean, when it matters, which is the playoffs, Roy Hibbert is the best defensive player in the league.